Do you think you'd be able to channel your family traumas and conflict through your art in a way that actually works? Not just for catharsis, but to make people dance. And at the same time, rebel against the industry. It's so hard that they see you as a contender for the throne of pop without even trying, turning your pain into a mega hit that would change the course of the music scene. Today we're talking about a song that's more curious, how everything around it feels wrapped in revolution, the perfect sample of rebellion of the Purple Revolution led by Prince. I'm Berdarius, and this is the story of When Doves Cry by Prince. Let me start by asking, do you think your childhood and your family shaped who you are today? For better or for worse? Your thoughts, your fears, your relationship, your beliefs? Most people go through situations that eventually leave scars. Scars that end up defining us one way or another. And Prince Roger Nelson, better known as Prince, was no exception. But what he did with those experiences, that was exceptional. So, what were those traumas exactly? We are not doing a full biography here, but it's worth noting he was an African American kid, son of a pianist, John L. Nelson, whose stage name was none other than Prince Rogers, same as his band, the Prince Roger Trio. That's where his son's name came from. In that trio, John met jazz singer Matt Shaw. At first, music brought them together. It could have been a movie like Romance, but reality was far from that. Their relationship grew cold, full of arguments. Prince's father was known to be distant and strict, and that dynamic eventually broke the marriage. When Prince was just 10, his parents got divorced. That moment marked a before and after in his emotional world. He went from living with both parents to bouncing between them. From a stable family base to losing it completely. Starting a life totally different from what he knew. And just as his life lost stability, years later he would make a musical move that broke the stability the industry was used to. Through When Doves Cry, the Purple Revolution began. Let me ask you something crucial. Do you know what the bass usually does in a song? Do you think it doesn't matter if it's there or not? That nobody hears bass player? That their emotion don't count because they are buried in the mix? Or maybe you've got the superpower to hear them? Well, this is key for what's coming. Normally, a song has rhythm, melody, and harmony. But don't worry, this isn't a music class, and musicians, don't hang me if I'm oversimplifying. A drum beat alone can make you tap your foot, but it won't hold your attention for long. Maybe even make you hum along. Put drums and guitar together, and it's better, right? But you still feel something's missing. Exactly. That bridge between those two words. Now, imagine a song is a house. The drums are the bricks, the guitar is the paint. But underneath that paint, supporting the bricks, is the foundation. That's the base. Even if you don't notice it, it's there. And when it's gone, you feel something's missing, even if you can't name it. So why am I telling you all this? Just to stretch the video to 10 minutes and monetize? Well, maybe. But also because I want you to notice something when you listen to When Doves Cry. That song has no base, no foundation according to what I just explained. And the irony? Prince was heavily influenced by funk, a genre that lives and dies by the bass. So removing it's like serving food without a plate, completely against tradition. But Prince didn't want to be traditional. His life was already full of instability, of the unexpected. So he was chasing revolution, a revolution that would take him to another level. Have you ever tried to reinvent yourself? Maybe a new haircut? A career change? or just tweaking your daily routine? If you have, you know it's hard to let go of old habits and try something new. Prince did exactly that. We already know about his parents' complicated relationship. We know he lost family stability early on. And now we understand that musically bass represents stability. So you can see how it all connects to When Doves Cry. The album Purple Rain, where this song lives, was designed as the soundtrack for a movie of the same name, starring Prince himself. I won't go too deep into that, but if you want me to cover Purple Rain and the movie, drop a like or a comment. Here's the key. Director Albert Magnoli asked Prince for one more song. For what part? A very specific scene. A scene where the protagonist's parents have a violent argument right in front of him. The movie isn't a literal biography of Prince, but the difference is clear. So, faced with that request, Prince went full ultra instinct. He looked himself in the studio and in a single day recorded When Doves Cry, all by himself. Guitar, bass, drum, and of course vocals. But something didn't sit right. To him, it sounded too typical, like any other song, and that's when the spark of revolution was about to explode. He decided to remove the bass, destabilize the song. Now you see why I talk about reinventing yourself? Prince wasn't just reinventing himself, he was reinventing what pop music could be. The rebellion wasn't only musical, it was also against the label, which didn't like the decision. But you know who Prince didn't rebel against? Himself. In his own words, if I did it my way, the song wouldn't have bass. He explained that sometimes you need silence to truly hear and appreciate everything else. That's part of respecting music. And so it was. He stripped the song's foundation. He gave it lyrics full of emotion, inner fears, not only fearing the movie scene, but echoing his own traumas, all to ask himself one haunting question. Maybe I'm just like my father. Because in the movie, the protagonist faces that fear during a heated fight with his partner. He turns aggressive. Isn't that a common fear? Repeating our parents' mistakes? So we fight not to walk that same path. Or maybe we break away from it, break the peace, symbolized by doves, doves that cry. The song became the lead single of Purple Rain. It shot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 5 weeks. It was the opening shot of the Purple Revolution, a revolution in sound and in visuals, with a controversial video, an androgynous, provocative aesthetic, full of a scandal. All of it fueled a kind of battle of the pop throne between Michael Jackson and Prince, not officially declared by them, but definitely by their fans. And that's the story of When Doves Cry. If you want me to cover another song or topic, drop it in the comments. Subscribe and hit like if you enjoyed the video, or hey, even a dislike if you didn't. Take care and God bless you all.